Punching upwards at a very easy target. This is Tell It to Someone. First question is from Bugsys Evil Deeds. How come when it gets hot outside, my skin falls out from between my toes? Yeah, that's foot fungus. I mean, it's not like when my skin falls off after a hot day. What happens if I'm out on a hot day and I'm not wearing a hat? Then the sun burns my skin, and then 5 days later, last time that I went out without a hat on, I was wearing my hat. It was New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve happens in the middle of summer, and I took my hat off in the middle of New Year's Eve, and my entire scalp came off in my hat. Always wear sunscreen or a hat, or both, when it's hot outside, and use tinea cream for different reasons. Next question is from Fishlove69. How many walruses served in the First World War, specifically in the Canadian Army? Well, this is more of a question for the Great War Channel, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Yes, Canadian walruses served in the First World War, except they worked for the Kaiser. Now, not many of you realise this, but the Walwursthafen were a specific unit of the Emperor's personal guard, and they served a lot in undermining the Arctic convoys. That didn't happen because the Walwursthafen were already there, and they were undermining the Arctic convoys. So that's why there were no Arctic convoys in the First World War, and they already had other ways around to get stuff through to Russia. Next question is from I think there might have been Arctic convoys. I didn't do any research. Next question is from the Empirical Mind. Will man or woman ever get to Mars, and how much longer after they will arrive will we have a McDonald's open? Well, McDonald's tend to open at crossroads where there is no suburb yet. So there will probably be a McDonald's already on the moon before anybody actually sets foot there. The foot traffic is going to be rather minimal, but it'll be staffed by robots anyway, because that's the way things are heading. So they're just going to be part of the landscape. We're going to set foot down there. The food's going to be awful, just like a regular McDonald's, and eventually McDonald's will own the moon. Next question is from Wombat and Charlene. If a dad doesn't have a beard and you got two mums, is a dad just a mustache with a dad with just a mustache a transparent? And the puns begin. Look, there are ways of having parents without mustaches who live full and satisfactory lives using their original genitalia. I don't know how that is, but there is a way. Little Weird Guy asks, when will we see you compete in the Birdman Rally using your mustache as a flying device? It's a flotation device. It's not a flying device. I would have to get a full cardboard, Red Baron triplane called the Little Red Fokker. And I would have to, dress all up in the Red Baron cosplay, and I would have to jump off the side of the thing with a lot of donations. Who's going to give me at least $800? Is that you? It's not you. We'll see, as time progresses, if I can get the money and people together to make me a plane. Because I probably won't be able to do it on my own because I don't have enough cardboard. Next question is from Canadian Atheist. Are we there yet? Just a little further. Last question for today is from Hitler8816. How come you suck? Well, I suck because I'm doing the same sort of stuff that would cut it back in 2008 on YouTube in 2017. Now, because I'm fat and I'm bald and I don't know what to say next, a lot of the suckiness comes from those specific reasons. Maybe I should do a bit more work on making decent, stuff. But then again, I go to you, Mr. Hitler 8816. Why do you suck? I mean, sure, I know why I suck, but hey, let's have a look at the facts. Your paintings sucked. They sucked enormously. And yes, they looked like the things you painted, but nobody wanted to look at them because, photographs are a little bit more accurate. So you could do something called artistic license and do like Picasso did, or somebody like that at least. So, what else do you do? How else do you suck? Well, you lost like half of Germany after proclaiming 1,000-year Reich. How long did it last? 12 years. That's 1.2% of 1,000, isn't it? Yes. I suck at maths. I think I'm right anyway. So you had 1,000-year Reich that lasted this long, and those Volkswagens that you liked so much wanted a people's car. None of the people in the Third Reich actually drove one on those autobahns which were built by the Weimar Republic, not you. And so, what happened to those Volkswagens? I'll let you guess. They got built in Mexico. And, well, they also got built by well-paid Polish refugees and not slave labour like you thought they would. And what else happened to them? Oh yes, they became the car of choice of every peacenik hippie with the in long dresses and flowing hair and their girlfriends as well. So everything you wanted kind of fell apart on you, didn't you? Didn't it, huh? Didn't it, Hitler? Didn't it? The only reason why it wasn't "at least I killed Hitler" on your tombstone was because there wasn't a tombstone. You were tipped upside down in a shell hole and set on fire, and then your skull was taken out of that shell hole and taken to the Moscow State Archives, where Stalin used to come in every Tuesday or so and fondle it indecently. And that's what happened to you. And that's some of the reasons why you suck, Adolf Hitler. Can't say I never get controversial. That's it. Tell someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question in the place where questions get asked. Or you can answer this dovetail question here. I'm not sorry for making fun of Hitler. I'm really not. I mean, I'm gonna start making fun of Trump again, sometimes. If I can think of something that everybody else hadn't heard of before. Because, he's like really easy to make fun of. You've got to really stretch it in order to make really good fun of Trump. That's it for Tell Someone for this week. I think I said that already. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign off. Now I've got to pick that up.